And that's the news so far. The next programme from ITN is the news at 1 with Jon Snow. In a moment, it's your local news. But from me, good morning.
Good morning, Scotland today at 10:25. The massive police hunt for a 5-year-old boy missing since Saturday from the Butlins Wonderwest Fun Park in Ayr resumed about an hour ago. Michael Mulford now reports.
Little Stephen McCarran from Donald Terrace, Hamilton, arrived at Wonderwest World on Saturday for a week's holiday with his aunt and uncle, Ian and Lynn Snetton of Grange Tower, Motherwell. He vanished mysteriously about 6 o'clock, and despite a frantic search by his aunt and uncle and then by police, no trace of the boy was found. Yesterday, the search was stepped up to include other holidaymakers at the complex, Coast Guards and a Navy helicopter from nearby HMS Gannet at Prestwick. Police say Stephen was wearing a fawn-coloured T-shirt with the words "Ready, Steady, Go", blue tracksuit trousers and grey training shoes.
Police in Saltcoats have launched an investigation into the death of a man after an alleged incident outside Ransom's Hotel in Canal Street late last night. 2 men, believed to be twin brothers, aged 29, were taken to hospital, but Cornelius Burke of Reed Terrace, Saltcoats, was found to be dead. His brother Dominic is detained with injuries. 5 men, aged between 18 and 34, are expected to appear at Kilmarnock Sheriff Court tomorrow in connection with the incident. 3 Scots Labour MPs have set up a new campaign committed to non-payment of the poll tax. Their stance goes against the decision taken by a special party conference yesterday. Maryhill MP Maria Fife explained why she and colleagues John McCallion and Dick Douglas were going against the party line.
If we are going to show proper resistance to this government, then that is a type of resistance that can't be neglected. We feel that we can't just limit it to the methods such as petitioning, in which we've done. We have been petitioning weekend after weekend. But we also feel that this kind of form of resistance is something that also has to be undertaken if we're going to make any impact on the government.
Union leaders from the National Engineering Laboratory at East Kilbride are en route to London today to meet Lord Young at the Department of Trade and Industry. They'll outline their opposition to the plan to sell off the laboratory to Glasgow-based firm Yard. They'll also seek to impress upon Lord Young their determination to retain their status as civil servants. Unions and management at the Anderson Strathclyde mining equipment plant at Motherwell are to meet today for talks to resolve a dispute over 80 redundancies. Over 300 white-collar workers walked out last week in protest at the compulsory payoffs. They want an improved redundancy package. Finally, the weather. It'll be a mainly dry day with some sunny periods in the east and drizzle in the west. And that's it. Next news at 1:25.
On Tuesday at 7:30, Gail Edwards from Chorley in Lancashire, Wendy Orney from Penzance and Keith Jones from Birmingham all have one thing in common. They're about to spin the Wheel of Fortune. And Nikki Campbell and Angela Ikaete will give them a chance to jet across the world to Australia. Or they could go home with £3,000. Or drive home in this super family saloon. Join in the fun and see what happens when they spin the Wheel of Fortune at the new time of 7:30 Tuesday.
Playing the game today for the cash prizes and jackpots are Dawn and Kenneth Fairburn from Keswick in the Border television area, Winifred and Sidney Tennant from Bradford in the Yorkshire television region, and Elaine and David Hendry from Stranraer in Bonnie, Scotland.
And all you're hoping for, be nice to
Yes, it's Mr. and Mrs. And here's your host and question master, Derek Beatty.
Thank you very much. Okay, I'll buy you all a drink later. Hello, welcome at home. It's great to be back with you with a brand new series of Mr. and Mrs., our husband and wife quiz game. As usual, over the next few shows, we'll be meeting couples from all over the British Isles who are going to try and prove just how much or how little they really know about each other. Everything's the same as usual. You've seen it lots of times. Hope you're going to stay with us for the series. Let's meet our lovely hostess, as usual, Donna Mayers from Body, Scotland. Hey! Donna, how are you? Looking lovely. Isn't she looking lovely, girls? Beautiful, yes. Do you realise, folks at home, an audience, I'll bet you didn't know this, but Mr. and Mrs. is 20 years old, this series. We started this series 1968, 1968. Fantastic. Donna was still at school, and I was but 15. Oh, yes, I was. Donna, go and get our first couple of... You're looking lovely. Great to have you back with us. Ladies and gentlemen, as usual, all our couples will receive that beautiful Mr. and Mrs. clock, our lovely carriage clock, all engraved Mr. and Mrs. There'll also be bonus prizes along the way. And we start the first show in our new series with a jackpot of £300. Without more ado, could we have a welcome, please, for our first Mr. and Mrs. Here they are. Donna.
And our first couple of this series are Mr. and Mrs. Fairbairn from Keswick in Cumbria. They've been married for 6 years, have 2 children. Mr. and Mrs. Fairbairn are publicans.
Lovely to see you both.